Scorpios, welcome to Sun Spiritually. This is going to be your general reading. Information on personals, my rituals that are $10 and under for almost any issue you can think of, and my manifestation oils that are highly rated. The link for that will be in the description box below. So let's take a look and see what you guys need to know at this current time. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Four of Wands, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, Five of Cups, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the World. So there's a lot going on. You may have to watch the Libra reading just to get additional messages, but there's a lot of similar energy here. If you've been feeling sad, down and out, regret, grief, it's only for a period of time, and it may have been because of a decision that you made to invest in someone that was not for you, or based off of some disappointment that you found out about due to another person's actions. Those of you that may have been interested in someone in particular, it seems like this person has not been, I almost said faithful. That's true, but they haven't been honest about what it is that desired. Their communication may have harmed you in some way. And they may have been juggling you with someone else in the background this entire time. This could have been someone who was already in a relationship and they just decided to pursue you, have you on the back burner. You had no idea about it. And finding out, of course, is going to be painful. Others of you, you're just healing your heart. You're kind of purging the things that you've been harboring inside. A lot of like pain, betrayal, disappointment could be coming up. Things that may have even happened during childhood that you're finally addressing as of now. And it's because it's a time for you to heal whatever those specific wounds may be. I also feel like there's a specific person from the past that does feel regretful. They do feel really sad. This person has actually moved on to a new partner. So you guys are not even really within each other's close vicinity. But they have moved on to somebody who they felt like would be a better option. Someone who they felt like would be better suited for them or just better for them in general. But this other partner that they're with has actually opened their eyes to a lot of things that they were not able to acknowledge in the past. So that does happen. I've seen it multiple times where you are with the person and they don't necessarily see your value. They may take you for granted. So they go and move on to someone new who has different qualities from you. And these qualities may not be things that they were willing to acknowledge, or they essentially encounter the same issues or problems that they had with you. And then they start to realize like, okay, the common denominator between all these connections is me. And so I'm starting to realize like I'm the problem. But sometimes people can't see that while they're still in the mix of being entangled with you. So they have to go off and try a different situation to see whether it's more compatible for them. So someone's realizing that they caused you a lot of pain, sadness, betrayal. Someone's realizing that they really did you wrong. And they may be dealing with a woman or man who's equally as manipulative, who's equally as challenging as they are themselves. And it's really shining a light because they may have called you different things, insecure, made you feel like you were asking for too much, made you feel like, you know, like you were just undesirable. And now that they're with somebody who's smothering, vengeful, shallow, frivolous, someone who they can't trust, who's like overly needy, who has a very blocked intuition, who even brings them depression, it like showed them how they treated you. And it's making this person want to come in and apologize. So don't be surprised if you get some form of apology. It doesn't even have to be by a love interest. It could be a friend or a family member who treated you a certain way. And now because they're being treated that way, they understand how it feels to be in that position. And it does not feel good. Like they're carrying a lot of guilt. And so you don't have to accept this person back, but it may just give you some sort of solace to be able to hear them out and hear that they do understand that their actions were wrong towards you. Also, watch your communication around this time. I do see you maybe getting triggered or just people trying to goad you into reactions or into arguments and really just have emotional control, especially if you're going through something internally and other people can't see it on the outside. It could be easy for you to lash out or take it out on other people, but I feel like most of you will have that emotional control. I also feel like there's going to be an issue with the household. Some of you are going to be happy, moving, having an easier time in your home, especially after a lot of stress. Others of you, if you do have children, you may have to pay extra attention to them around this current time. But a cycle has definitely ended and has been completed. But those of you who were done wrong or did do wrong to other people, like you're going to have to go back and mend those connections, or at least acknowledge what you did wrong. And if someone did that to you where they harmed you, they're going to be forced to essentially go back and rectify the situation. It doesn't mean that you have to reconcile and act all buddy-buddy, but sometimes just acknowledgement of wrongdoings can give someone closure. And this may have been some much needed closure that you needed, but those of you that were played in some way, just trust and believe that it's all going to come back full circle. It always does. So don't feel so bad. And if you are grieving something from the past, or just having a lot of trauma come up, it's natural. And it's so that when you start this new cycle, you're not going to take that baggage with you. So everything is happening as it should. Let me get another deck. That way I can get some additional messages. But a lot of you, it's like, I'm picking up on people that are single, or you're essentially talking to someone, dealing with someone casually, not really on a serious level, and you're going to get an answer as to why this was. Or a lot of things are just going to be revealed to you that may be unpleasant to deal with, that may feel like, you know, it's painful in the moment, but you're going to get over it quickly, like a month max. If you're going through some sort of depression, I see like you being in that for a month maximum, and then it's going to be a cleared out energy moving forward from spring to summertime, depending on where you're at within like the northern hemisphere. So let's see. The Emperor, Four of Swords, Five of Cups again, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Star card. I also feel like there could have been a situation, this is not going to be for everyone because not everyone has kids, where someone was left behind with their children because their mother or father of their children decided to go off and pursue something new, and they're regretting this now because they're realizing like how much time they've actually missed out on, like how much of their kids' time they missed out on. There's just like a lot of acknowledgement, especially with the Four of Wands coming out twice. This is something revolving household. Some of you revolving a marriage. Sadness coming out in regards to marriage, but this sadness does come with its perks, right? Especially if it's something that needed to be revealed. At least now you know, and you can move forward, as opposed to like wondering what ifs, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and not necessarily understanding why your intuition kept going off, or why you just kept feeling anxiety or not feeling like you are safe. But this imbalance, if you have been feeling sad and down and out, or depressed even, it could be affecting your finances, your resources. Some of you just have way too much that you're handling at once, like juggling too many things in the air, and possibly needing help. And it's okay to ask for help because no one can really do it all on their own. And you may be used to doing it on your own, but it's going to come a time where you're going to need help from other people. And if you need it, just ask for it because it will come. I also feel like, excuse me, yeah, there's a cheater in the mix. Hopefully it's not you, Scorpio placement, because if it is you, you're going to get whistleblown. But if you are dealing with somebody who's a cheater, you're going to find out about this, and they're going to get exposed. And all parties involved are going to know exactly what's been happening. This may even be disclosed to their family members, where it's going to be embarrassment, public humiliation happening. And whoever it is that is in this energy is going to learn the hard way not to essentially be in this energy of being a player or just playing games with people's hearts, because it is going to cause pain. And I feel like it's just someone who was naive, who is honestly childish and doesn't understand the repercussions of their actions, but they're definitely going to learn this time. And with the Star card, you're definitely going through a period of healing, and sometimes that does come with pain that resurfaces out of nowhere, but just be patient with yourself if that is the case. Some of you may need to talk to your father or a father figure, but the Empress involves, like I said, the Empress. The Emperor, some of you, this is a female instead of a male, where you need to talk to your mother or your father, depending on who it is that is relevant in your life. The Emperor is all about you taking control, and sometimes you try to control things around you in your environment so that it can prevent you from having pain, but you can only control things to a certain extent. And sometimes you're going to have to learn to just go with the flow and learn how to deal with the circumstances as it's given to you, because you're going to be forced into a period of retreatment or forced into a period of peace, especially if you've been in the energy of going on go, constantly on the go, constantly having things on your plate, having things to do, distracting yourself from your healing. It's all going to come smacking down So it's best to just acknowledge the things that you go through as you're dealing with them than to just kind of push them away and not acknowledge it, because then you don't end up in this Five of Cups energy out of nowhere and wondering, you know, why do I feel down? Like, why am I feeling depressed out of nowhere? I was just fine. Like, what's wrong with me? And seeing what the source of that pain may be. Others of you, this pain is going to be triggered by someone else mistreating you and not valuing you or respecting you as they should, but they're going to get their own form of karma, because whoever it is that is going to try to play you, deceive you in some type of way in the background, they're going to be dealing with somebody who's going to play them just as hard, who's going to take them for everything that they've got. So if this is a spouse and someone was cheating on their spouse with you or attempting to do so, that spouse is going to take them for everything that they've got financially, especially if you're in certain states where infidelity is just no-no. They're going to essentially lose. They're going to lose situations. They may lose their partner. They may lose you. They may lose their finances. They may lose access to their children. So everything has repercussions. So even if you feel like, I don't see anybody getting karma, like, why am I the only one who's losing out in this situation? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You're also going to be getting closer to family. There may be a boost in your creative energy. So try to utilize that that burst of energy somehow, because it's not going to be for long. And I feel like it's because you've had a certain idea that you've wanted to execute. And it may be time for that idea to come to life. But sometimes the greatest things come out of pain. It comes out of like sorrow and grief and needing somewhere to channel all that energy. So sometimes that's why certain things happen, to like push people to be the best that they can be. Because you have to crawl out of that hole sometimes on your own. And the best thing to help you do that is some sort of like creative outlet, creative ability, something that you can do, some hobby, some skill set. So we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, betrayal. Someone's finding out about betrayal due to manipulation from a person that just thought they were just high and mighty. They just thought they were the smoothest thing. Some of you, this could be the ending of a commitment, the ending of something that has been long-term, possibly like the ending of a friendship that's been long-standing, the ending of a relationship. Some of you even divorce with the commitment being here. But either way, it's going to lead you to happiness and joy. So regardless of how you feel in the moment that may be unpleasant, the end goal is that you're going to get your wishes granted and you're going to be happy and content all on your own. So despite the temporary sorrow that you may feel, despite the temporary sadness, you're not going to feel like that constantly. And if you did happen to miss an opportunity with somebody, it's not that you missed out on anything at all. If anything, they missed out on you. And you're going to have to essentially cut people off that you may not be prepared to, or cut people off that are valuable to you or that you care about deeply, because they sometimes take you and your kindness for weakness. And you do have to show some sort of authority or power. This is also a sign that you need to get some form of structure in place, especially if you're just kind of like going through life with no sense of direction. Your day-to-day life, if it just feels chaotic, you need to have some form of structure in place, even if it's just for your family in general, in your household, and that's going to help you. You're going to have to make some sort of head of a heart decision to cut someone off, to cut certain people off, but it's going to work out to your benefit in the long run. And some of you may desire to go back to a religious standing, go back to church, or you may decide to basically hone deeper into spirituality, to get more into your desires, to get more into what you hold near and dear to your heart, to get closer to God. Because sometimes you have to go through like these type of betrayals and get played over and over and over and over again to make it get closer to God. Because when you're at your lowest is when your spirituality becomes stronger. And I feel like you're going to come out of this stronger than you've ever been if you are in the energy of sadness. Now, if you're not and someone did do you wrong, right now you're in the energy of just appreciating where you're at, of knowing that you manifested a lot on your own, and knowing that the missed opportunity in the past that you thought was something valuable actually isn't. Like, you were the prize all along. And it took you going through this situation to realize that you didn't need anybody else to make you happy. You just needed you and your support system, your angels, universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in. That's all you needed. Everything else is just a plus on top of that. So that's the end of your reading. Bye.